Automatically start VNC server on startup. I install the Ubuntu desktop on Ubuntu 9.10 VPS server and am able to connect to the server using Technique. However, the VNC server on this VPS can only be started by logging in through SSH and typing the following command. If I run this command on startup or as a scheduled task, it won't start. What are my options?
I found these instructions by searching Google for Ubuntu Launch VNC server on startup. Install the VNC server. Launch Vink server for the first time to set up a password. Add the following file as /etc/init.d/vink server. Be sure to modify the user, geometry, name, etc. to your liking. sudo chmod plus x/etc/init.d/vink server. Sudo update rc.dvink server defaults. /etc/init.d/vink server.
If you want a more dynamic configuration and the ability to connect for multiple users, then there is a better way to do this. As root, create the file and directory if it doesn't exist, /etc/sysconfig/vink servers ie do. Add servers as needed for each user by adding something like the following to the vinkservers.conference file you just created. Next, create an empty init script and make it executable. Add the following to /etc/init.d/vink server. As Steven mentioned in his answer, you'll need to run Vink server at least once as each user you want to log in as. I put that in caps because if you skip that step none of it will work. So as root you could do. This will create a VNC directory in each user's home dir with the appropriate startup scripts. Finally, do the following. Now you can either reboot or start the service manually by typing
I access the Ubuntu of friends I help, to install or configure or to teach them something. As I need access from the internet through the modem, I use VNO. All sharing and security options are turned on during access. I don't want the VNO server to be active all the time. It's just fine it doesn't auto-start. I had no system and GT, remote desktop menu. I edited /use for /share /applications /VNO preferences.desktop as follows. Before work, I asked my friends to run remote desktop preferences and to tick sharing allow. On exiting preferences, VNO server starts and they tell me the IP address to use. When work is finished, they run preference again to tick sharing allow. Off. On exiting preferences, VNO server stops and would stop even if started in sharing off state. I find this procedure very convenient as well as the safest for the user. PS. Developers prefer their programs to run locally, within a user session, because a bug cannot affect the global system that way.
In Ubuntu 12.1 I was able to go into System Settings in GT, Users and select a user and set automatic login in GT, on. Then I was able to use TypeMe to get in without logging into the box itself. Worked well for headless Ubuntu Linux box.
If you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing.